time now for Coming In Hot with Brent Wallace and former Ottawa Senator Jason York.
Just 1 week left in the NHL's regular season. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Coming In Hot. Brent Wallace alongside Jason York and Graeme Nichols from the Hockey News. This show brought to you by Bet365. Whatever the moment's never ordinary. Bet365. Good morning, gentlemen. Nice to see you as we get set for the rare Friday game for Ottawa's next game with the Montreal Canadiens. Big matchup.
Weird,
wow, Yorkie, what's good?
Yeah. What's that, Graeme?
I said, what's good? How are you guys doing?
It's weird. I'm like waking up this morning. I've got a game tonight. Let's go over the game. Oh, it's Friday. Like it's odd, right? Seeing the Sens get ready for a Friday match.
It is their fifth Friday game of the season. They have posted a 1-3 record in their 4 games so far.
Oh.
It's weird. It feels like they're almost playing like every second night. So it's weird when you have that little space in between. It's just totally weird.
Do you know how there's certain things I'm weird like this that sets off something in your head? So whenever I get word association, I get the Senators and a Friday. You know, what comes to your mind when those things two come to you, Ollie? First thing steps in your head. Word association. Friday, Ottawa Senators. Just what comes in your head? Yep. Graeme?
I don't know. Not
ready for this.
Yeah. Put me on the spot.
What's in your head? What are you thinking about? Senators Friday.
Friday? I'd say it's an off day. It'd be an off day.
Okay, there you go.
Saturday night.
Day. So this is how my weird brain works. Every time I think of that, you know what comes into my head? Dominic Hasek. Maybe Friday. Maybe Friday.
We got that so much. Dom,
that's all I think about.
What's the context? What, like I'm lost. So what's the context there?
So
Dom came back from the Olympics.
Tell us. Yeah,
and he's hurt, right? And he's skating all the time. He's on the ice. He's got all his gear on, no helmet, a towel wrapped into his jersey. So he's got his stick skating like it's a sickle, and it looks great, everything. And we're like, hey, what's the update? Maybe Friday. And we're like, all right. So the next week, maybe Friday. That's all he ever said when he's come. Are you coming back? Maybe Friday. So that is now part of the Ottawa Senator vernacular.
I was doing radio at the time. I might even been called Team 1200 back then. I don't know, whatever. TSN 1200. The name when he switched. But anyhow, we had that soundbite running nonstop. So it's just enthroned in my head. Hasek, maybe Friday.
He used to walk by, and we'd be like, it's like, hey, see you tonight, Dom. He's like, what time is the game at? I'm like, 7 tonight, Tom. Or it's 7:30.
You should have just went back. Maybe Friday.
By the way, one of my favorites. I really liked him. I got along with him extremely well. Was he different? Absolutely. But he goes to Detroit the following year, and we always do this. 'Twas the night before Christmas thing, where you get all the athletes to do lines from the poem, whatever. And so I go to him. I go, Dom, can you just read this one line for us? Whatever. He goes, I don't know what this is, but I do know Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And he started like, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I'm like, okay, well, we can use that, but it's got nothing to do with this part. Anyway, so I have somewhere on tape is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer being sung by Dominic Hasek.
One of the best Senators jingles of all time. A friend of yours, friend of ours, Steve Warren with Jim Jerome. Oh, yeah. Here comes Dominic. Right down Palladium way. It's so good. Oh my god. We gotta find that and play it one day. There you go. Well, we do 4 shows in a week right now, so we're always wondering what we should do. Senators word association. There we go. Brainstorming right there. That's what I do.
If I said Sean Van Allen, what would happen?
Cheats and skating races. Every single time we had to do lightning drills for a conditioning skate, I'd look over on the sideboards and Vanner would always be over there and he'd be getting a head start. Okay. And then he'd go, if you ain't cheating, you're not trying. Because Vanner, not the quickest player, but extremely smart, great player. He used to get a 5 to 10 stride head start. So Sean Van Allen, cheats and skating races. There you go. We could go all day with this.
Okay, Graeme Nichols. We'll just stick to this year's team.
You don't want my Van Allen one?
No. No.
I want your Van Allen. Come on, Wallace.
When I think of Van Allen, I just remember like that winner. He had that winner against New Jersey, and it was like the most.
Oh yeah.
I never would have. If you asked me who was going to score the game-winning goal, I never would have picked Van Allen. And yeah, he was the guy. So that's what I remember about him. And his skating wasn't that great, but he was always like that fourth line veteran guy, and he came back for his second turn. That's what I remember.
There you go. Wally, playoffs are around the corner, so I'll throw an at you. Kyle Turris.
The goal, because we see the goal all the time in the Ranger game. The other thing, and I think of, there's a few things, but when I think of Turris, would be him being one of the leaders to bring Chris Neil back in that Ranger series.
There you go. You know what I always think when I think Capital City Condors, as he's just,
that was the other thing I had, but I was just trying to stick to hockey. So can we? Are we
stick to hockey, Wally? Come on, stick to hockey. Let's go get this show going on. Come on, no more chit chat.
We got plenty of chit chat in the show. We got to get back to some stuff later, but all
right. What do you got?
I do. What do you got? Hang on. This show brought to you by Charm Diamond Centers. More than 85 locations across the country through Charm and their sister brands. Canadian owned and operated since 1972. Get custom ring building delivered in less than 4 weeks with a Charm Masterpiece program and unbeatable pricing policy. Check out a large selection of Canadian lab-grown diamonds and mine diamonds. Don't pay until 2026. Apply for the Charm Diamond Flexity card today and get approved to no interest financing on your purchase in minutes. For more information, go to charmdiamondcenters.com. And today we are going to give away a free round of golf courtesy of our friends at Club EG. It's going to be anyway. So sorry, I'm scrambling to get things done here. Club EG is your best bet for amazing golf this season in and around Ottawa. One membership with Club EG gets you access to over 60 amazing golf courses at member-only rates in and around the Ottawa area. Check out the courses online if you want. Plenty of different packages to suit you. So if you check out right now at clubeg.golf, you get to see their Easter specials they have going on right now. And they do plenty of other events in and around the city, including the one of my favorite events is the PGA Tour Americas event at Eagle Creek that Claude Giroux has played in. So today, a complimentary foursome at Mountain Creek. All you've got to do, email the show at cihsens@gmail.com. Tell me who you think is going to win the Masters. And on Monday, I will announce the winner. I don't think you have to pick the winner of the Masters. I'm just going to announce a winner before some, but I'd like to see who you're picking. And finally, so I just try to get through the show. Gabriel Pizza is the official pizza of the Ottawa Senators and of Coming in Odd, and we're excited to always have them on board. Order at GabrielPizza.com, or of course, download the Gabriel Pizza Perks or the Gabriel Pizza app and get deals with the Gabriel Pizza Perks. And tomorrow, if the Sens light it up and score, on Saturday, if the Sens score 4 against the Habs on Friday, you can score 40% off any 9-inch pizza when you use the Gabriel Pizza app. So GabrielPizza.com. If you want more information, download the app. Also, we'll see if the Sens can right the ship against the Montreal Canadiens this year. One bit of news, gentlemen, before we get further on in the show. It has come to my attention. It's expected that Brady Tkachuk will likely not play the rest of the regular season.
Wow.
There is an outside chance, I think, that he could play the final game. But do not be surprised if you don't see Brady until game 1.
Scoops.
Where did you get this one, Scoops McGee?
Oh, okay, let me tell you.
Yes, please. We're having a conversation here. Come on.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah, so don't be surprised.
That's not surprising.
It's not surprising. So that's all. But I did. So what about the last game? And they're like, maybe.
But didn't you tell your source that Curtis LeSession told you need to be playing before the playoffs, or you're not going to play again? Like, you should have.
Can you spell Lecision, please?
Not a chance. Come on. Maybe in the afternoon after 2 more coffees, sound it out a bit, use it in a sentence.
Well, all right. Anyway, that's so I expect. I was hoping Brady would get to 30 goals.
Yeah, how come? How come you're hoping?
Well, that's because that's how we judge players. Like, oh, they're a 4-time 30 goal scorer, or they're a 6-time 20 goal. Like,
I don't.
Okay,
I don't. No.
Is it going to be that kind of day today? Are you just cranky today?
I like it. I like the dynamic right now. It's awesome.
29,
Stay out of this,
30 goals.
I'm Switzerland. I'm
It's,
Switzerland right now.
It's what you do in the playoffs that defines your career. It's not what you got 29 or 30. Like, come on.
Says
If you get 29, aren't you rounding up anyways? It's like
you're rounding up anyhow as well. Come on,
no.
Wally. It's like
you don't call Tim Stützle a 40 goal scorer.
No, I call him one of the most exciting players in the league.
Stop. I'm gonna just turn the mic off.
At the end of the day, it's all about what you do in the playoffs, and that's what you play this game for. Whether you get 29 or 30, it doesn't matter. I'm not grumpy, boys. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you how it is.
Keep the comments coming.
Like, listen. I'm sitting back here. I'm retired 20 years. I got a Stanley Cup, or I got a 30-goal season. I'm gonna say, you know what? I don't have a cup, but I got 30. Come on, Wally.
I think if it was his like first time doing it, like if he had never done it before in his career, I'd be like, oh yeah, it'd be nice to see him get 30. But like, he scores 30 almost every year. Like,
yeah.
Okay. Clearly, you guys have never been around people that talk about goal scorers that way.
Yeah.
9-time 50 goal scorer, 4-time 40 goal. All that stuff gets used. If you don't make it, they leave it out. So now,
yeah, but they look at your body of work too, right?
No. Okay.
Like 50's different. 50's different.
Like you said, like he's like a 400 goal scorer. I'd be like, yeah, okay. You know, like
30 goals is a tough benchmark in the NHL.
Nobody said it wasn't. So
30's
tough.
As a player, want to be known as a guy that scores 30 consistently.
No, you want to be known as a winner. You know what?
Here we go. This is awesome.
At the end of the day,
only 45 minutes left of this. This is going to be
awesome. The end of the day, Wally, when you're sitting on the ranch and you're in the rocking chair and you're sitting back and you're like, you know what?
Sorry, everybody.
I was a 30-goal scorer. And the guy beside him is like, you know what? I won the Stanley Cup. All of a sudden, the guy that scored 30. It's just the way it is, Big J. It's just the way it is.
Big J saying, old man Yorkie yells at clouds.
Get off my lawn, you 30-goal scorer, you.
All right.
Don't come back unless you got a cup.
Anyway, point is, it is even when you have NHL Hall of Fame credentials, all-star stuff, they always say, whatever, 4-time 30-goal scorer, blah, blah, blah. So I'll use Bobby Ryan as an example because Bobby never got to experience a Stanley Cup. 4-time 30-goal scorer. Yeah. That's what he's referred to as. And so yeah,
I'll give you a great example. You know Mike Krushelinski is?
You spell Mike Krushelinski for me, please.
Oh, you go first. Mike Krushelinski. I think he played over 1,000 games, had a great career. He won, but he was also, I believe, I don't have his stats in front of me, but he had a couple big point seasons. So when he comes to events and he does they should see this guy. I love him. Great guy. He does 80 charity events a year. He goes around. He's like a traveling hockey player. And when he's introduced, he is always introduced as Mike Krushelinski. How many Stanley Cups he won? That's it. And then after that, they say he played with Gretzky. Those are his two big things. Stanley Cups, played with Gretz, gets up, tells stories about winning cups, then tells stories about Gretz. There's no stories about scoring 30 goals.
Okay. All right. Are you done?
I'm just telling you how it is.
I love this.
I'm just telling you how it is. You were worried we're going to have content this morning. Come on.
No. I believe Robert has spelled out how you say Mike Krushelinski.
His nickname, just call him Cruiser. That's what he goes by.
Okay.
I gotta look him up to see how many 30-goal seasons he had. You just keep talking.
So you're talking about Brady not playing for the last 4 games there, Brent.
Yeah.
How good of a blessing is that for Fabian Zetterlund, who just got his first goal? Like if he starts playing one of the last 4 games, he's probably the one who's earmarked for the 4th line. So,
well, I don't think he's going to be a healthy scratch.
No, God, no.
Well, it's not like he's come in here and lit the world on fire.
No.
So
he's a significantly better player than Matthew Highmore.
Is he in that role? Is he?
Yeah. See,
well, I mean, now you're
role,
talking roles.
Because
well, that's why you
obviously
play him in that spot is because of his role.
Well, I'll intervene for a second. Here's Highmore is part of the penalty kill, and he's obviously trusted by Travis Green.
Right.
You would have to think when Cousins is healthy, he's going to be in the lineup. He's got playoff experience. He's won the cup. He's perfect for that fourth line role. And then you're like, well, we need a centerman, and Zetterlund can't play center, so it's going to be Adam Gaudette. So basically, and it'll be depending on how the playoffs goes. Coaches, like, there's no okay, let's see how he plays here for a couple of games here. No, it's do or die every game. That's an interesting question, Graham.
Because Cousins doesn't play a lot shorthanded. So, and I mean, Zetterlund plays on the second power play unit as well. So, I mean, if you take him out of the lineup, then you're losing that offense on the second unit. So,
how's that been working for him for the last?
No, yeah. Well, but again, like he is getting chances.
Let's rate. Give me your rating on Fabian Zetterlund since he has joined the Ottawa Senators. Yorkie, you contrarian, I will go with you.
Effort. I'll give him an
just
A.
Give me an A to F.
I'll give him a C.
Okay.
I'll give him a C minus because at the end of the day, you're brought in to produce, and he's got tons of chances. I love his effort, but he hasn't produced. So how could you not give him anything higher than that? Like it is what it is. It is what it is. Like, you can't paint it any way. Like, got a goal tonight was nice, but at the end of the day, this league isn't the try hard league. You are paid to do certain things, and you get opportunities. Like, he's been playing with Stützle for I don't know how many games now. Like, you got to produce. So that's what it is. Like, we all said all year, need goal scoring. Get a guy in here, top six. Okay, get in, opportunity. That's the thing about this league. You're given opportunities, then you have to take advantage of them. So we'll see. Still got some runway. Hopefully he heats up here the last 4 games, but C minus, if you're going to be honest.
That's fair. C minus 6 out of 10. Yeah, C minus 6 out of 10. I like it. He's working hard. He is getting chances, like you already alluded to. But yeah, eventually, like, there needs to be results. But yeah.
So Jack Lucas says Highmore hasn't produced either. Sorry, I trust Zetterlund more. Matthew Highmore plays a fourth line role. He's not expected to score goals like Fabian Zetterlund. I would, if you're telling me right now, I would probably take Zetterlund out to leave Highmore in. And by the way, Matthew Highmore seems to be the only guy that can score an empty net goal these days.
It's true. He made sure of that one too.
I think as a penalty killer, as a fourth line grinder that he has been, like the rat that he has been, I don't mind him in that role.
But I mean, you have Cousins, so doesn't that become a little redundant over time?
We don't have Cousins yet.
Yeah, but he's close.
I like.
You don't think so?
Well, there's a week to go into the play. Like, he needs to get into a cup. I don't know how close he is. Is he ahead of schedule? A little bit, but he's like, for us to go, oh, Nick Cousins just going to step in after 4 months would be great. Like,
no, for sure. But like, isn't usually, like, you've been around the team for years. Isn't like a good precursor for returning to a lineup if a guy goes on a road trip with the team?
No, no, because this was the last roadie of the season. It was one game, and they had a chance to clinch, which is why everybody went.
Okay, fair enough.
Actually, Brady didn't. Brady did.
No, he didn't.
Brady was on the trip.
He didn't go.
But guys went because of the opportunity that they could clinch a playoff spot.
Yes. I'm of the opinion your fourth line could have numerous rats. The more rats, the better on your fourth line. The job of the fourth line is momentum. Is everything's chip deep. You're running and hitting the defenseman every time. You're face washing guys. You're drawing penalties. How many times has Highmore pissed off the other team, getting under like the rat face when he gets in, like that face of his? You can just see him. Yes. So. And here's the thing, like this might be a totally moot point. There's 4 games left. Somebody might get hurt. And if let's just say Zetterlund doesn't get in the first game, he'll get in at some point. That's how the playoffs go. It day in, day out changes, but be interesting because Highmore has earned Travis Green's trust on the penalty kill. Like, that's a big thing where I think that second power play can be interchangeable. Like
so hypothetically, Yorkie, sorry to cut you off. Hypothetically, let's say Highmore does come out. Who would you have on the second PK unit instead of him? Who would you slide into that role?
Oh, you could put Pinto right back in there. He's got tremendous whatever you call it. He knows how to read off Claude Giroux, like that little high play and the bump play in the slot. The only thing is, I know they love going to Pinto after the penalty kill, after the other team. If they kill it off, they go right to Pinto every time. But he'd be the guy. Like, I actually think he's a better option on the power play than Zetterlund. But Zetterlund's going there because you traded for him
on the PK. Sorry, on penalty
instead of Highmore.
If you take Highmore out, who would you slide in?
Oh, there's always options to kill. Like, you could Cousins could go in there potentially if he's healthy. Like, usually it's Highmore and Giroux, is it? I'm trying to remember. They go in sets of twos, right?
Yep.
It just seems he's been using him a lot since the team has been playing well. So you usually stick to what's been working. And the kill's been really good, guys. I think one thing we can all agree on, the kill's been really good.
Graham will never agree.
I know it's working though. It's working.
The results are the results, but I think the results might be, is it correlation or causation? I'm not gonna,
I don't like a passive kill, but they're on this. It's whatever you're doing. If everybody's on the same page and doing systematically what you do, like, so they're filling holes nicely when they go down low. They're blocking passing runs. It's a lot of pressure to kill that way, but hey, it seems they've got a grasp on it, and Highmore's part of it, right? So. Mm-hmm. It'll be interesting. I don't know, Wally, what'd you do first game? All things healthy.
So everybody's in the lineup.
Graham's playing Zetterlund. Highmore's out. I'm still not sure what I'm doing. What are you doing?
I'm not on it. Like, I can see both arguments, and maybe Fabian Zetterlund plays a different role if he knows he's a fourth liner. Now, we are discussing guys that are going to play 7, 8, 9 minutes.
I know.
That's what we do, though. We focus on the depth. The top nine's established, right?
I don't mind Matthew Highmore's game.
You like a good rat, eh? Well, he likes a good rat.
And I probably wouldn't take him out if there was no reason to.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Come playoff time, everybody's going to start hitting. Everybody has to finish hits. Nobody turns away. It's just because you're trying to wear down the other team. If Zetterlund buys in and plays, and he kind of does play that way to begin with, but if he just uber focuses on that, who knows? He could be really effective. Guy's 220 pounds. Like, just say, hey, Highmore, can I borrow that rat face from you for this game? Put the rat face on. Off you go. But that's the way we see the playoffs, guys. Everybody plays physical, so. It's in everybody. It's just Highmore's really good at it. Like, he's good at being.
It is okay. Sorry, York. I didn't mean to cut you off. It is interesting to watch the comments because people are convinced that Matthew Highmore cannot play hockey, and Fabian Zetterlund is the only answer.
Hey, I'm not the coach. I'm not the one putting him on the ice. I'm just telling you what the coach is doing. Coach puts him on the ice to kill penalties.
Exactly.
So he trusts him, and the PK's been good.
So
good rat.
Dark Helmet's mad. Highmore's not a rat. He's pissed off one guy in Toronto after getting absolutely demolished with a hit, which again is not true. I should go back and look at maybe penalties he's drawn, but he is an agitator. And if maybe you don't see it all the time, but Dark Helmet's soft as hell, clueless review of Highmore. He's not happy with us today.
Dark Helmet. Is that from Spaceballs?
I would assume so. Do I look at
Wally? Have you seen Spaceballs? Please tell me you've seen Spaceballs. He's got nothing.
Are you talking to me? You said Wally, though, right?
Wally.
Yeah.
Have you seen the movie Spaceballs with Yogurt, Dark Helmet, John Candy? John Candy played the role of Barf.
Yeah,
who was the Graham's seen it? One of the best comedies of all time. Spaceballs. Rick Moranis played Dark Helmet.
Rick Moranis in that?
They're making a second one, are they not?
I don't know. They can't. They'll destroy it. The original's great. Dark Helmet is Rick Moranis, who played the miniature Darth Vader.
Jack Lucas, if you've not seen Spaceballs, please leave. I'll just show myself out.
So Wally, sorry to sidetrack.
Yeah.
Penalties drawn per 60. Matthew Highmore's fourth on the team, behind Cousins, Tkachuk, and McEwen. So he's doing a decent job. So there you go.
Well, I said pardon. We've got a McEwen sighting.
I don't. Anyway, we'll move on. But I don't mind Matthew Highmore. And I understand people are like, "Wow, Fabian Zella has 17 goals." I don't know that he's going to score them on the fourth line. So we'll see what the playoffs are when that gets around to it. Anyway,
I think Zetterlund's going to have a good playoff because that body type, he can be, anybody can be physical. It's a mindset, and he could be a little bull in the china shop, right? Get on there and what's that mean, Jam?
Anyway, it's got to be from Spaceballs. You should know.
I don't know all the. Oh yeah, it is from Spaceballs. That's right. Jam the radar. Yeah. Actually, there's a buddy of mine who the only reason I'm talking Spaceballs because it's Masters pools time, right, guys? Like, did you guys get into my Masters pool, by the way?
I did. No. What time do you need us to sign up by? That was my question.
Too late. It's already started.
All right. Never mind. What time are
one of my good buddies, Matt Yakubowski, looks exactly like Barf from Spaceballs. That's his nickname, Barf.
Flattering.
Okay.
Flattering.
Yeah.
Can we move on?
You're still here.
Let's just.
I thought Jack asked you to leave.
A lot of people unhappy with me today. You know what? I'll make.
You haven't seen Spaceballs. You said Highmore is a way better player than Zetterlund, and he's got to be in the lineup. And like, what else? 30 goal scorers are the best things in sliced bread. Who cares about Stanley Cups? What a day, Wally! What a day!
I love it. Look at that look on him right now. I love it. Shit, that's awesome.
All right, get to the
Jenny, as usual, sums up everything. I love unhinged show days. Okay, listen, let's take care of some business. I am going today. You know what? We're going to give away another Lean Us to Victory T-shirt, just to make people have to be nice to me. So, Graham, take care of Sobeys for me.
Think you know hockey? Play Sobeys My NHL Picks weekly for the chance to win big prizes. A new slate of games opens every Thursday from now until the end of the regular season. So download the Sobeys app, pick the winners of 5 NHL games, and compete for your chance to win prizes such as Sobe grocery offers up to 150,000 Steam points or the grand prize of a trip for 4 to this year's Stanley Cup Finals.
Oh, this fantastic show of ours. Lots of chit chat today, which is always good. BEI. Spring is just around the corner, and it's sunny today, fellas. So that means it's time to start thinking about some landscaping. BEI can help you out with all your landscaping needs. Give them a call at 613-432-1120 or go to MontrealExcavating.com. BEI is helping to shape the Auto Valley.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365. Wherever nail-biting overtime win is a barn burner, every face-off, hat-trick, power play, shot on goal, penalty shot, and every suspenseful minute in between is amazing. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365, an official partner of the NHL. Download the Bet365 app and use code NATION, all uppercase letters, to get in on the game. Must be 19 or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, visit connectsontario.ca. So now I need you to email I love Wally to CIHsends@gmail.com, and I will get you your very own. I have it only in large. Don't ask for an extra large or a medium. Lean Us to Victory. Okay. You have I love Wally. And the more exclamation marks, perhaps the better. I'm just trying to bribe people.
Shameful. How is our t-shirt productions going? We've got a Lean Us to Victory. I think we've got a Salty Wally in production, perhaps.
There is a Salty Wally available on the Nation Network website. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think right now we're talking to some people about getting could have used a little more Amadio t-shirt. I think that was
nobody wants a little more Amadio.
I do.
I bet you people would. Yeah, 100%.
I don't know how to make a poll in the chat, or I would, but I'm gonna.
You know what else people? Do you know what would be? And Grandma, I think Grandma. Well, you won't agree with this, but we need just a coming in hot T-shirt that says "gutsy."
What about gutsy performer of the game?
Well, yeah, that's more
gutsy performance. That was gutsy.
Just gutsy.
I like the beers graphic. If you can get the beers graphic on a T-shirt, that'd be good. I would like that.
Yeah.
The beers graphic?
Yeah, where they put all our faces on the cans.
Oh, on beers. Well, let's just get some beers.
Yeah. Salty Wally. Salty Wally IPA. We've got what's your beer called again? How to work? It was Sirens.
Like Sirens, yeah.
Sirens and cider or something like that.
Yeah, it was some IPA.
Yeah, and I'm going with mine. I think I'm just going to go with the old Chit Chat lager. The Chit Chat lager. Oh, so good, so smooth, Wally. After Chit Chat,
we should totally reach out to some local crafts and then see if they'll produce something. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm going to I'm going to the Cat tonight. Actually talk to Jameson over there about maybe getting a little chit chat and brewed up for me.
What about a live show from the Cat?
I saw that somebody mentioned that online. I'd be down for that.
That'd be all right. Wally,
let me talk to my people.
Yeah, there's a lot going on right now for me behind the scenes of trying to get stuff ready for the playoffs. I will let you two just do whatever.
I'm very good at doing that. I'm very good at doing whatever.
There's a lot of shit going down right now. Sens are starting the playoffs. Who's starting on the fourth line?
Yeah.
Who the hell is going to make the beer? What are the names of the beer? We got T-shirts to go and distribute to make, like all kinds of stuff, Wally.
So
let's go.
In the chat, people are asking about Nick Jensen. I'm just trying to move on to the hockey talk. I don't know if Jensen will play all the games. I only know he'll play when he basically feels like it for the most part. I don't have any reason to think he's not playing, but I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't play them all.
Which leads to the discourse of, if healthy, I'm assuming the pairings will stay the same. Kleb and Matt and Paolo, Jensen, Chabot, Zub, Sanderson. But if they drop a game, do you think Hamonic gets in?
Depends how they drop it. I think it just is predicated on how Nick, Matt, and Paolo perhaps plays with Tyler Klevin.
Can't wait. That discourse is going to be fantastic.
What? So you're asking if will Hamonic play in the playoffs?
Yes, 100%.
Wow. I think it's all going to be dependent on what happens on the games. I think there's a great chance he could probably play. Usually in the playoffs, you see, depending win or lose some games, you'll see guys come in and out. Probably not the people are listening right now. Ow! But hey, anything could happen on the playoffs. So I'm not, never say never.
I'm going to throw this out there. This isn't me. I'm just, do we not think perhaps Travis Hamonic's game is a playoff type game where it's a slower, grindier game?
Oh.
A little more physical, a little more. He will punch you in the face. There's no, like, he has no qualms about being physical and being a little miserable to play against.
Wally, bringing back Team Hamonic.
Here goes the chat. Here goes the chat.
He can't give it up.
Oh man.
There's only, it just fires people up. I love it.
It's like that old girlfriend of yours. You just can't give her up. Eh? You and Hammer have a history. You've got a history.
We don't have a history. In fact, I was the one that always have lauded.
You have it.
Nick, Matt, and
home
Paolo.
You're sitting home long, a couple salty Wallies. I want to call Hammer. Don't call Hammer, Wally. Don't go back there.
That's fantastic.
Couple
Graham. Okay, Wally, you're out of control this morning.
He's had 2 or 3 salty Wallies. He's feeling good. You know what? I wonder what Hammer's doing. I'm going to give him a call. See how he's doing. What's going on?
The playoffs make me all giddy.
And all of a sudden you're back. I thought you were happy with Matt and Paolo. I thought you were happy. You just can't. You can't, Dave.
Can we not separate? Can 2 things not be mutually exclusive?
Absolutely.
I have always praised Nick, Matt, and Paolo and said he should be in the game or should be an Ottawa Senator well before he actually played for the Ottawa Senators. Correct me if I'm not wrong, Jason York.
You have a special place in your heart for the Hammer, don't you?
Answer my question.
What is your question?
Oh my God. Did I not say before the start of this season that Nick Matenpalo looks great and I think he should play for the Ottawa Senators?
Did you say that? I remember David Bell said some good stuff about him. We had him on with us. He was praising Matenpalo. We'll see.
You're just doing this.
I don't actually.
Jack Lucas just asked a really good question in the chat. Actually,
what's that?
Should the Senators allow Travis Hamonic to play 3 more games to get to 900?
That's a great question. 900's not a. I don't think 900's. It's not this. It's obviously not the same as 1,000. I don't think they're thinking about that. I think everything right now is dependent.
He's been a good soldier, though.
Do you think but it's. I don't know if he gets another contract after this. Like
that's what I'm saying.
Contract. Like I don't know.
I think everything is so dependent on how guys. All they're thinking right now, and if you're the Senators coaching staff, everybody is. How do we make sure everybody is firing on all cylinders when we hit the playoffs? If it happens, sure, it's a nice touch, but probably will though with Jensen. If we've already talked about Jensen not being 100%, so he probably gets a rest. Maybe Sanderson gets a rest. Like it like Gilbert he wouldn't.
Yeah.
The worst thing what I would hate to see is you play one of these games down the stretch, and let's just say you got a couple of games left and things are locked up, and somebody gets hurt for no reason. And more teams do that now. You rest guys and you don't worry about momentum and all that stuff for the playoffs. So he might just get there. But to me, it's not like you're getting a silver stick and you're getting the team's buying your Rolex or something for 900. I don't think it's.
I understand that, but that's still a nice little milestone to get to of saying you played 9, right? If otherwise,
it's like 30 goals.
You are shorted.
Like 30 goals. It's like 30 goals, Wally.
You are shorted, and you're in 800. Played 800 games.
It doesn't matter. It's 1,000.
It does matter. It does matter, Yorkie.
He probably cares about the number. I would assume he cares.
Well, listen, I played
the entire all sports is predicated on just numbers and stats. Okay, yes, you want the best stats.
So when I retired, I was around 760, whatever. I was like, damn it. I need to play one more year so I can get to 800. No, I'm not thinking about getting to 800 games. It was like, if I could play 3 more years and grind, I get to 1,000. 1,000 is the benchmark. Whether it's 7, 8, 9, there's benchmarks. 400, you get your pension. Then after that, it's like, I wonder if I can get to. Well, 500 is kind of a big deal, but it's 1,000, 900. Who cares? It's about getting to 1,000.
In the chat, because I don't know how to do a poll, just put in if you would play Hammer 3 out of the 4 games or not. See what people have to say. I think he deserves it if they're shutting down players, then he deserves the 3 games to get to 900.
You got a big.
Has he not been a good soldier? Has he not done everything that's been asked of him? No complaints.
Yeah, if you're resting guys, but like we haven't even really talked about the Montreal game. So like obviously that's a massive game in terms of placement in the standings and stuff, right? So
I think if they lose that changes everything. I just do we care if they finish in the second wildcard spot or not?
I'm ambivalent when it comes to playing Toronto or Washington in the first round. It doesn't matter to me. Yorkie?
You wouldn't want to go into the playoffs like with bad losing feelings, because that always you'll wipe that out once the playoffs start. But you don't want to go into the playoffs with some bad mojo going on with you, because losing always stings no matter what. But yeah, I'm with you, Graham. Whether it's Washington, financially for the Sens, financially, if you're thinking bottom line, it'd be way better if they play Toronto. Like the money that's going to come in is going to be crazy. But I still like the Washington matchup. For me, that's been so long since they've made the playoffs. It would be just fantastic to see that rink filled with Senators jerseys and just Senators jerseys.
Oh, that's never going to happen.
If you play Washington, it will.
Just every rink will always have visiting fans.
Listen, there's not going to be a lot of Capitals fans. Like there's not going to be Capitals fans trying to take over the rink, and like, come on. We can argue about this too.
Well, you just want to argue about everything like you've never been in an NHL rink before. There's always visiting fans in every rink, and they will Washington's not that far for them to travel.
Oh, stop it. The Washington Capitol fans are not going to come in and try and take over the CTC.
Did I just say take over?
You said that they're going to come here in droves and be
like
that.
I didn't even.
I don't even know fighting. I don't even know if I bet you Washington won't even sell out their own building.
Stop, Yorkie.
I bet you they won't sell out their own building.
Oh, they will, 100%.
For one of the games.
I don't know what has happened to you today.
I like it.
Like, did Charlie not sleep on your face the right way? Like, what happened?
We need spring to happen. That's what we need.
By the way, does Charlie sleep on the bed or not?
So anybody that has a dog, Charlie starts the night right kind of in between us, and then she gets to the end of the bed, then she jumps off. Like, she always ends up in her little dog bed in the morning. Like, even yeah, it's weird. I don't even feel her sometimes. Oh, she's a dog bed dog, Wally.
Gertie's the same. Gertie will come up for the treats, and then she'll bolt after a little snooze. Kevin Yamena would like to see us basically have a boxing match.
Only if Wally wears the 1920s boxing outfit, what they used to wear back in the day. Wally's got to put on like the little headgear, and then the full suit with the suspenders. You got to come around with your gloves up in the air like that.
Put up your dukes.
Let's go. I challenge you to some fisticuffs.
My God, today. Tomorrow the Sens will play the Montreal Canadiens, who they have yet to beat this season. Head to head, they are 0-3. Jake, do we have the graphic that we should probably not put up for Sens fans? Ottawa, 1 power play goal in the series. They've been outscored 16-5? 15-6. Sorry. Do we expect this to change tomorrow in Ottawa? And by the way, the Canadiens have won 6 straight?
See, I said the same thing about Buffalo. Like, eventually you have to win one, and that obviously didn't happen. So I don't know. You'd like to see the Senators capture some momentum and like play a little cleaner heading into the postseason, but the game's been a little bit inconsistent of late. I find at 5-on-5, like it's just not. It's not as sharp as it was. Yeah, it wasn't as sharp as it was previously earlier in the year. So I just want to see them play better. I don't care about the results. So I just wanted to see them play like cleaner, more mistake-free hockey than they have been lately.
Yeah, Montreal hasn't clinched yet, right? Technically,
no. They're the last remaining team.
Are they 8 points up? Essentially, like Detroit. Is it Detroit would have to win, like run the table, and Montreal would have to lose like every game?
There's 3 teams. Can we go back to the standings quickly, Jake, when you have a sec? Yeah. There's a bunch of change today. The range, like every team except I think Buffalo and Pittsburgh flipped spots in the bottom half of the standings today, which is weird always to see the Boston Bruins at the bottom, which we haven't brought up this year. But Detroit, isn't it Detroit, the Islanders, and Columbus all in the same boat? They all have 79 points, all with 5 games to go. They have to win out, and Montreal basically has to get 1 point down the stretch. I don't see it happening.
No.
And if I'm not mistaken, if Montreal wins tomorrow, they clinch.
I think you're right.
10 points, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. 10 points, and I think they have the tiebreaker or whatever, but
they'll be motivated.
I'm not 100% sure on that.
Yeah.
They'll be motivated. There is no Brady. They've played well against Ottawa all year.
Yeah.
If you were to pick Jason York, who are you going to take?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think in that room in Montreal, the guys, you pretty well know you're in. Like, a lot has to go wrong. Again, I always go back to away records. Montreal is a sub 500 team on the road. They feed off that Bell Center crowd. They're buzzing in there, but on the road, I think Ottawa gets their act together. I think there's going to be less tension, less pressure. They didn't like how they played against Columbus. You don't want to have 2 games in a row like that. So I think we're going to see a better Ottawa Senators team. just a team that's more disciplined, and they're giving up too many chances of late, and they've been relying on their goaltenders. I don't know what the analytics say, but you can't continue to play this style where you have to have 10 saves all the time from your goaltender. So I think if I'm in a meeting and I'm gonna kind of think of what the coaches are trying to get through to the players, it's get back to playing what we did when we were really successful, and that's limiting opposition chances, making better decisions with the pucks, less turnovers. So I think Ottawa gets it together. I think Ottawa wins this game, Wally. I think they get back to basics, back to school, and start getting themselves ready for the playoffs.
So, Graham, we are going to give you Charlie's spot today because Charlie
late night.
I don't know. Late night did not perform her duties as required for the show. So you are Charlie.
Well, Charlie's been on a Senators heater, so I'll just pick the Senators. Like, she's just straight Senators. So if I'm staying true to Charlie, I'm just going Senators.
Okay.
Sennies.
So let's see what the Gert dog has to say about this.
Okay, Gert, we got to make a decision. Can the Senators beat the Canadiens for the first time this season? Gertie. Do you think that was a good idea?
Everybody's getting under my skin today.
That was in like an Allmark level sigh coming out of you there. That was unbelievable.
I was like, could you not just have Gertie?
I'm taking the Senators.
Okay. By the way, Chabot is 1 point away from 300 in his NHL career, which he can do tomorrow night against the Montreal Canadiens. He would be the third Ottawa Senator defenseman to ever record 300 points. And little known fact, he recorded his 100th NHL point against the very same Montreal Canadiens. So we'll see if he can reach a second milestone against that team. The only reason I bring that up is I'm happy for him to be in the playoffs, right? As we all are, over 500 games to finally make his way into the postseason. He's been very good this year in a veteran type kind of way. I know we talk about him. I just don't think he just gets the love that perhaps he deserves.
What do you think, Graham?
Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. You're Wally. I don't know. Sorry.
Okay, good day, everybody.
I'm sorry. I was just like Yorkie was mentioning like the metrics, the analytics. So I was just quickly scrolling through the natural stature stuff and like
he wasn't listening to you. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, no, it's basically how I got through the entire show today.
Listen, I'm feeling much better right now. I've got the therapy dog in here now. It's all good. It's all good.
Do you feel a little bit happier now, Yorkie? Are we going to end the show on a high note?
I just feel like Shabby's polarizing. Like he's polarizing for a lot of people. And I've mentioned this before, like earlier in the season, like Wade Redden was kind of the same way. It's like he moves the puck so efficiently. He's not the most physical player. When he defends, it's with gaps, it's with his stick. And he's just not the physical defense that a lot of people associate with good defense, right? So I think that's where he just gets knocked and rung up a little bit by fans. But I think he's had a tremendous season. I think the results on ice speak for themselves. When he's playing at a high level, he's been unbelievable in terms of transitioning the puck. And I think Nick Jensen's been a blessing for that pairing. And I think he's had a career where he's played with a lot of ineffective partners that dragged his play down. And you mentioned on the show, I think it was yesterday, like he played a lot of bad minutes. Like he played a lot of minutes, 30-minute games, playing with bad players on bad teams, and whether that adversely impacted his development a little bit. I think he's playing some of the best hockey that I've seen play in his career. So I'm happy. I'm happy to finally see him get into the postseason. So that's the biggest thing with me. And
by the way, this is the first time in his career he is a plus player for the season at plus. What is he at? Plus 15 right now, which is.
Wow. Is he really?
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, that's right. Because every year he's been a minus guy. I think one of the things that nobody talks about, except, well, you know this, you talk to a lot of the guys, and anytime I've talked to, whether it's Pinto or Batherson or whoever it may be, he is probably the ringleader off the ice of getting the guys together. And that's a really important thing, whether it's a team function at your place, making sure guys are together on the road. Even those tough years, like when things aren't going well, like it's just, you can see the appreciation his teammates have for him, because it's a very important role. And while you know this, you've talked to a lot of guys. Thomas is very respected off the ice by his teammates. It means the world to everybody that he is now going to play in the playoffs for the first time ever. And I agree with you, Graeme. I'm watching a guy that's defending way better, still the great skater, but you don't see his decision-making with the puck, I think, has been excellent this year. And listen, when you hold the puck as much as he does, you're going to make mistakes from time to time. But there's been, geez, I don't even, if you want to put a percentage on it, 95% good. And, you know, you're still going to have plays here and there. But I think he's had an excellent season, offensively and defensively. And yeah, sure, the partners helped. It's been great with Jensen. I love Jensen as a player. But I just think the role he's in. And I was a little bit worried, because a lot of times when let's call it like it is, when you lose your position as the quarterback on the first power play, that can affect you mentally. And I thought he handled that tremendously well. Sanderson usually gets the first looks, Chabot gets the second, but he's ran with it. And his 5-on-5 play has gotten better. His penalty kill, to me, guys, he's become a really good multi-purpose defenseman. And that is a really valuable thing in today's game. So I think he's been lights out this year. I really do.
I also think if Brady wasn't on this team, he would probably be wearing the C. And remember when they were deciding
100%.
who should get it, that there was a lot of discussion that Thomas Chabot is very much worthy of wearing that C. He is extremely respected. And
100%.
you never hear a complaint about Thomas Chabot around this organization ever.
Yeah. So he's blessed, and at the same time cursed with a skating stride that looks like he's sometimes not trying, because it's just, he's an effortless skater. And that's a lot of times what fans will say, he's got to work harder. I remember I used that term, there's guys on the ice that look busy. Like Thomas Chabot doesn't look busy. He's efficient, and he's graceful, and he's been great this year.
So that 55-point season he had in just his second full year in 2018-19, 14 goals, 41 assists. I don't know if that has, because we're all expecting that level again. And maybe rightfully or wrongfully, that's a tough thing. He's never been able to reach it. And I think the expectations are he's supposed to exceed it every year. 55 points is a pretty good year. Right now, he needs one more point to tie his second best season point-wise ever. So
you think health played a part of that, Wally? Like you talked to him about his wrist injuries and everything else. Like he's dealt with some stuff that you don't really appreciate, right? Like minor stuff that you don't really hear about until the end of the season. But
he's dealt with a lot of injuries. I think some of those injuries were just straight fatigue. Like to take that hit when it broke. I think it broke the wrist. If it didn't severely sprain it, I can't remember exactly. I think that's a fatigue play that he just pure exhaustion, I think, at one point in his career.
It's so, I think, what did we talk about this about a week or two about Chabot in the past? It's so exhausting playing on bad teams as a defenseman, leading the team in minutes and just defending nonstop.
In your end the whole time.
My last year in Boston, we were a shitty team, and after games, you feel like the goaltender from Slapshot, Denny Lemieux, when he comes in after the game, he's like, it's just. But imagine Chabot was doing that every single night. Like it wears you down. So no, he's in. It's the way the defense is constructed now. It's just so much better.
It reminds me. What was the commercial? He went that way and that way. I think it was one of those Nike goalie commercials. Anyway.
Yes, I remember what you're talking
about. Game is tomorrow. Enjoy the game. Big win. Hopefully Ottawa will pick up the victory and be 5 points ahead of Montreal. If not, makes for a certainly interesting time down the stretch to be 1 point up with 3 games to go. We'll follow that. Until then, we'll see you guys Monday.
Well,
9 a.m.
you know what this show had to it? This had a playoff feel to it. This show, yeah, playoff intensity, yeah, a little grit, like
little sandpaper.
We're setting the table for playoff hockey. It's a playoff style show. It gets dirty. It's we're in the corners. You don't know what's going to happen. There you go.
So I meant to ask. So
the tone
when you get to the playoffs, are we doing Friday shows?
Oh, you can't bring that up on the air because I
want more pressure.
We'll
in the chat, rally chat, Friday shows. Let's go.
Story that as someone just quickly reminded me, Adam, the T-shirt. Yes, the Linus Ullmark T-shirt winner is Jennifer Harris.
Yes.
The I Love Wally is very nice. So Jennifer Harris, you get the T-shirt Monday. We'll give away the golf.
Listen,
foursome.
Robert.
Robert.
Sorry, guys. Robert Gagnon just summed up the show perfectly. He said, "Really gutsy chit chat segment today." I agree. I agree.
I never want to hear about this show again.
Set the tone.
Yes, I'm headed to the rink.
Okay.
Sens skating at 11.
I might come down and we'll continue our conversation on Spaceballs.
Beauty.
All right, everybody. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday.
Thanks for tuning in to Coming In Hot. If you enjoyed the show, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to never miss an episode.